Hello, everyone. Guess what I'm up to? Yeah, I've been away. I've been away for a bit. I know. I've been away. And that's because I ran into this thing. Okay, so let me explain why my sweater is so bad. Okay, this morning. All right, here's my coffee protein drink thing, right? And I add baker's cocoa to it. Sorry, I keep looking at my monitor instead of the camera. Skills. See how we build skills? We got to do it all the time. We got to practice. And I got to stare at that camera. So, anyway, okay, so I make a protein drink in the morning, right? It's 2 shots of coffee, espresso. And then I add whey and casein protein powders to it, collagen, creatine. I don't work out. It's actually for my brain. Not that I need it. I don't need it, but I want to be good to my brain. So creatine, and then I found out that chlorella and spirulina is good for eliminating heavy metals, just in case. Not that I worked with heavy metals, but there's nothing wrong with being good to yourself. So I add that to this too. What else do I add? Oh, I add cayenne because that's good for your circulation. Yeah. And then I add ginger because that's also good for you. And I also add cinnamon because that's good for you too. What else I add? I think I covered everything. I also add coconut oil because when you whip it up without coconut oil, it causes a lot of foam, like extra foam. So I add coconut oil, virgin, because I love the smell of coconut oil. I use it for my skin too. Let's see, what else do I add? I think that's it. Oh, and recently I found black seed oil. That stuff's potent, but apparently it's good for you, so I add that too. And I'm just like, just keep adding things. It's all good for you. So now it's cold because I've been figuring out, like, how do I get back into doing videos and posting it up on YouTube and sharing it everywhere and blah blah blah. So much. Look, being online and having an online thing is totally fun. Anyway, you probably clicked because of the workshop. Okay, so I'm doing a workshop. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. I'm just teaching enough to get you going. So you're gonna learn wet on wet, wet on dry, and why. Why do we do these things? And all pertaining to hyperrealistic watercolor. And also water control. Like the holy grail of painting watercolor is water control. And then you learn techniques with the brush and why you do what, when, and how. There's actually a lot to it. It's so crazy because in my brain I'm like, you learn things like kind of as steps, and then you kind of internalize them when you're playing and painting, so you don't think about it. Then when you turn around and plan on teaching other people, you don't realize like how many things actually is involved in growing to paint watercolor. There actually is a lot of things, and it's not necessarily a beginner friendly medium, although it just depends on what you're painting. If you're just throwing paint on paper and doing abstract things and making it, that's probably less intense maybe than trying to make something specific and trying to work with watercolor when it has a mind of its own. If you've tried watercolor, you might understand what I was talking about. Because I thought I was pretty good at art. And then I was like, oh, I'll start with watercolor. Because isn't that what kids do? I'll start easy. Oh my God. And it was so frustrating. So I've been there. I know. I know how frustrating it is. And it's actually super easy when somebody shows you what's going on and how to manage it. That's all it is. It's water control. It's paint to water ratio. But you have to know that balance on the palette, on the paper, on your brush also. And that's what I want to show you, because that's the missing thing. When I was trying to learn it on YouTube, there's some things that they don't show you, not intentionally. They're not trying to intentionally hide the secret. There's no secret. But it's something that you don't consider when you already know how to paint. Like you're not seeing that the people see this and like paper towels and napkins, they're actually using those to adjust the water level on the paintbrush, also on the paper, depending. Like you've probably seen videos where they use tissue to lift for clouds. I'm sure you've seen that. Or if you haven't, that's a technique to create clouds with watercolor, is lifting it with tissue. Yeah, so when someone shows you the things to know or learn about watercolor, you don't think much of it. When you learn it, you're like, oh wow, yeah. And then once you learn it, you just kind of forget about it and you just know it. And you don't realize that other people don't know it. And so, which makes it hard, makes watercolor hard, but it's actually not hard. It's totally not hard. Anybody can learn watercolor. Anybody can accomplish what they want. You just learn from other people. I learned from other people. So I want to teach other people. So I'm putting together a workshop to try to help with that. So that's coming up, and I'm excited about it because it's not a whole course where I do want to do a whole course that takes you from beginning and walks you through, getting to a point where you're painting big paintings and they're hyper realistic, or realistic at least. That's my goal. Oh my gosh, this whole time I had no music. Hold on. I had this whole like intro I was thinking of doing. Here. There we go. I spent all day yesterday setting up my OBS. I set up my mic. I feel like I sound pretty good. I feel like I sound like a podcaster. And I may do podcasts, actually. And I put in the music, which is just lo-fi selections from Stream Beats by Harris Heller, I believe. Yeah. And then I also want to add in creator mix music also from Nick Nemeth and D Nemeth. Those guys are awesome. I love them. I love everybody. YouTube people are just, love them. And let's see. Yeah, so I wanted to let you know I was coming and putting together a watercolor workshop. Hopefully you can hang out and join with that sometime in the future soon. And I will be online more because I need to be on camera. So that's happening. And then I'm going to paint more also. So I'm going to hang out either live or recorded, whatever. But my goal is to have something uploaded every day or live every day, whatever it is, every day. And I'm going to make myself be on camera and practice the skill of being on camera by looking at the camera every day. Gosh, it's going to be fun. God. All right. Let me just make sure that so I talked about the workshop. Okay, good. And then I'm going to do daily uploads. That's good. I want to build a community. If you go to my website, I have a membership that I want to start so that I can have a community. And the whole goal of that community, it's not to do a bunch of tutorials over and over. It's really to teach you to to be independent and to be on your own. So the course that I want to put together is teaching watercolor fundamentals, and then hyper realistic kind of the next level basically. But also I really want to teach like how to select the right photographs, how to use software, computer software, to help you with that, how to use software to put together a composition, that stuff, you know. I want to help with all those things. And then I also want to do like a business side, because I'm learning so much business wise that I really think if you're interested in that, like I want to support you in that too. So I'm totally excited and I'm totally learning all these things, but then I'm using it to avoid being on camera, which is like, what? That makes no sense. So I need to do this. I need to be on camera. I need to do it every day. I need to paint on camera and be like, you know, in the teaching mode. So I'm practicing all those things, and then I'll probably share snippets of that, you know. I don't know. I think it's gonna be fun, and I think it'll be great. It's not even something that you need to do like full time, painting, because I was doing it when I was working full time. I even had it next to my desk, not next to my desk, but on my desk, but next to my computer. So when I had like some free time, I'd be all painting, and then everybody would be all, oh, that's so pretty, and I'm like, yep. So anyway, I just want to get back to being on camera, being present, and practicing looking at the camera. I rearranged my studio. I feel more comfortable right here. I know it's a disaster, I know. But that's because I was rearranging everything, and I was setting up my mic and feeling it out, like how would I work good. I'm actually putting another monitor over there because I want to paint the large paintings over here so that you see it, and I'll probably maybe live stream from that also. So I'm setting all that up. Oh, I didn't even show you. Hold on. So this is gonna be my, isn't this a cool mouse? I love this mouse. It also lights up on the side. I love it. And it's cordless. And it's for Windows. Meow. So what do you think of that? Look at that. There's my painting side, right? And then, well, I'm gonna have a palette camera that's gonna be right here. See my fingers? That the palette is gonna show up right here, but I don't have the camera set up yet. The rose that you're seeing right there, that rose is what I think I'm gonna use for the workshop. So if you want to learn how to paint that rose in a hyper realistic style, now this isn't necessarily hyper, right? This is realistic, but I wouldn't necessarily call it hyper yet. This is my sketchbook study. This is one of my favorite studies. That's why it's all over my website. Because anyway, I don't want to talk about it because we moved away from our trees, our rhododendron trees. These are actual size of these flowers. We moved away. I live in Idaho now, in a small town. I needed to get internet, and I have Starlink. So I'm ready to be on the internet and to connect with other aspiring artists and to have fun painting in watercolor. So I'm excited. Yeah, and you'll see more of me because I'm just gonna upload stuff all the time, every day. Something, whether it's live or whatever, at night, morning, whatever, because I need to get used to it. So you'll be sick of me, and it'll be great. All right, I just wanted to stop in and say all of that. And hopefully you have a wonderful day, and it'll be so much better when we hang out. So I'm gonna do lives, and you'll probably catch me. I don't have a schedule, so just, you know, subscribe, and so you maybe YouTube will let you know. I kind of doubt it. But I'll try to announce it. I'll figure that out. I don't know. Twitter? I don't know. But when I go live, I actually go live on 5 different platforms because I have Restream that I use to do that with. I even get on LinkedIn. I'm not sure why, because I don't think that's the right audience, but maybe someday, I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna let you go because I've been rambling for a bit, and I hope you have a great day. So I will talk to you later. Oh my gosh, keep looking at the camera. Right there. So you have a great day. I will see you again soon. All right. Bye.